Amber Siebel. I did ExoMind in Naples, Florida. We all kind of reach a point as parents, especially as a single mom, where everything is very overwhelming, especially being an entrepreneur. And I think that the constant overwhelm of just like everything that was happening on an everyday basis and everything that I had to do, coupled with just general dysregulation, was what led me to be like, let me look for something else. It took me a while to decide to try ExoMind. I think that once you go through different things like EMDR therapy and changing your diet and exercise and all these different things, and like you're just so anti-medication, when an opportunity like ExoMind presents itself, there might be like, I'm a little skeptical about it, but I'm ready to try. My typical day before I started ExoMind was very lacking in self-care. It was very chaotic. It was very like go, go, go. There was persistently a packed schedule of all of these things that need to happen and get done now, and there's no opportunity for resting because all of these things needed to happen, and it was a little chaotic. I would kind of reach a point of like where you just like hit a wall, you're going at full speed and you hit a wall. And then I would have, I just call them like mom meltdowns. You reach out to your group of mom friends for support and you're like, I can't do this. And they're like, same. And that was my coping mechanism. It was what it was. I don't know that it was healthy, but it was what it was. So situations that were specifically impacted, I would say without a doubt, my relationship with my kids, my ability to make good decisions in my business, my ability to wake up in the morning and choose my business and choose my clients and choose the direction of where I wanted to go, and not just sort of spiral and be like, I can't do this anymore. What am I even doing with my life? Like, what is just an existential spiral? But yeah, my personal relationships, I think I was sort of like isolating. I was not hanging out with my friends as much. I was not reaching out to my friends as much. My relationship with my family was suffering. Just like across the board, everything was not optimal, I would say. My first experience with ExoMind was good. It was simple and easy, and I came in and I, per usual in my sort of just detail-oriented self, I did a lot of research on what it was and what I was going to experience and how I was going to feel and what it was doing to my brain, because anxiety. And I sat down and Alyssa kind of took me through the experience, and it was easy and simple and painless and good. It feels like a TENS unit, but on your head. A TENS unit is like one of those stimulating muscle things. That is really not a good... It's like little tingling sensations on your head. Like someone's just like scalp massaging you. I think that there were a lot of surprises when it came to my treatment. I think that instantly after I have a session, and I don't know that it's the same for everyone, but for me, instantly after I have a session, there's sort of like this mental stimulation. Like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff. Like almost after you drink a cup of coffee, but I can't drink coffee. I started to notice that I would pause more before reacting to things, and had developed like a different perception of situations, or the ability to perceive situations differently. And it is such a subtle thing, but it's extremely impactful. It's so funny because my life before trying ExoMind was very chaotic, and my life after ExoMind is still very chaotic. The difference is just the way that I handle it. And so I've always said that I want to be like the person that can like stand in the storm and is completely unwavering, doesn't like take me down. And I feel like that is where I've kind of arrived at since doing ExoMind, that I can sort of, I'm not unshakable necessarily, but like something can come at me and I'm not gonna spiral and have a meltdown over it. I'm just gonna be like, okay, how do I handle this situation? And it's very transformative, I think. If I had any friends considering ExoMind, resoundingly, yes, do it. It's a tool in the tool belt of mental health. And if you're not taking care of the rest of your life, and you're not taking care of your diet and your movement and your sleep and all these other things that can, contribute to dysregulation and all of the issues that you might have on an everyday basis, then maybe it's not as much for you. But if you're willing and like truly ready to change your life and start to make a shift, then, or you've already been doing that, then ExoMind is exponentially helpful. For my ExoMind experience, I think that I really want people to know that it is hard to struggle all the time. It is hard to choose to invest in yourself and in your mental health and your emotional well-being, but we massively underestimate what those investments can do for our overall quality of life. And we spend a lot of money on a lot of different things every single day completely thoughtless. And in my opinion, ExoMind is one of the biggest and highest ROIs that you can get from mental health treatment. Looking back, I think that my decision to try ExoMind is probably one of the most valuable things that I've done in the last decade for my mental health. I've done a lot of things and I've been on a whole wellness journey, and this is a hugely valuable investment.